fire. But shut up, Wesley.
Welcome to the Escape Podcast. But before we get going with the show, we want to announce that we are having our first guest. We are so excited. Night of the Chihuahuas are going to be joining us next week. And here's a quick promo video. God made them small, but man made them deadly. Night of the Chihuahua. Only on the Escape Podcast. And here we go. This is issue number 2 from the guys over at Night of Chihuahuas. I haven't got a chance to take a look at it, but they sent it over to us. Very excited. It's a really fun book, guys. Go check it out. It's nightofthechihuahuas.com. Also, they're on Instagram. I know I'm not sure about any of the other social medias, but that's where they're at. So, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam.
And we got a bunch to talk about. We got Morbius to review real quick. We got talk about Moonknight. Did you know that Jesus was a mutant? We'll get into it. Well, duh.
How else do you turn water into wine?
Right. It looks like the new Superman movie with Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams looks like that one's a no-go right now. But there's a bunch to talk about. Elon Musk pulls off like a huge boss move, and I'm here for it. I love it. So, but first, let's talk about.
But shut up, Wesley.
There's some drama that Mr. Will Wheaton is stirring up, and it's old drama. It seems to be that Mr. Will Wheaton has a book coming out, and so what does he do? He's going to go after Will Shatner, of course.
I think avid readers, people who like to read and who are interested in just reading for the sake of reading, will read this book. I hope no one else does. Like, I think the only reason to read this book is if you like reading.
Yeah, so this is from Bounding in the Comics, and articles written by Evan Matthews. So, according to actor Will Wheaton, best known for playing Wesley Crusher.
But shut up, Wesley.
So, he's got a book coming out, I think in April, later this month. His new book, Still Just a Geek, an annotated memoir. He basically talks about his first kind of actual interaction with Will Shatner, where he basically went up to him while he was still doing TNG. That's Next Generation for the not nerdy. But kind of walked up to him in his uniform and said, "Hey, I'm Will Wheaton. I blah, 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 blah."
Yeah.
The Stand By Me actor explained he was wearing his gray acting ensign spacesuit when he mustered up the courage to approach Shatner. It took 8 steps for my confidence to evaporate, Wheaton said. So you're the kid on that show, Shatner asked upon approached by Wheaton. He seemed annoyed, Wheaton wrote in his book. My throat and mouth were dry. My palms were sweating. My heart pounded in my ears. I answered, yes, sir. My name's Will. What was that, your spacesuit?
What is that?
Was that your spacesuit, kid? So basically, look, it's no secret that Will Shatner is kind of known, especially back in the day, as kind of being a bit of a pompous ass.
Yeah.
So I'm not shocked that this would happen, or that, he would have this interaction. But it was enough to where basically all the other guys on the crew, Michael Dorn asked if he wanted him basically
beat him up.
yeah, beat him up. Brent Spiner said that, he wears a toupee, whatever. And Jonathan Frakes said to declare to hell with him. And I guess even it got to the where Gene Roddenberry had to get a hold of Shatner and make him apologize. I guess he wrote Will a handwritten letter. Funny part is, so this is coming out, so it's rehashing news that's 30 years old, somewhere around there. And so Shatner was asked about it, he's like, no idea what you guys are talking about.
Right.
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah, and it's just one of those things where, and I think it'd be one of those things I think we were talking about earlier. If it were such a big deal, like everybody would be coming out of the woodwork to support Will Wheaton, that is. And that's just not really the case. Like you'd have Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes is very active on Twitter. Like he would have came out and said, oh yeah, I remember that. No one's doing that.
Well, no, and they all probably have a good relationship with Bill Shatner, and why burn that bridge, and why he's even talking about it now, or he should. I don't know. I would if it sounds like it did happen. So I mean, I just think he's going about telling the story the wrong way. I think you could tell the story. I think you could make it a little more anecdotal, but
yeah, and even in Will Shatner's response, I have no recollection of this event. Others on set say it never happened. I actually have apologized to him a few times, even though I don't remember it, and he accepted my apology. Now that must also be forgotten. He must need the publicity for some project. Jeez.
Yeah, his book.
Yeah, I say obviously he's got a new book that he's trying to pimp, and he's trying to cash in on his nerd cred, if you will. But it's just
Will Shatner's got thick skin too, so.
Well, that's the thing too. Like you said, if you'd have told it a little more anecdotally, where how many times have you heard two different sides of the story, and yet it's technically the same story, but just told by two different people. It sounds like
perception is everything.
It's all perception. Where Will Shatner very well may have just been messing with him because he was a kid, and Will Wheaton probably just took it way too hard because he's a sensitive softie. So,
yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being a sensitive softie, but I mean, come on, you're carrying it around with you this many years. The man apologized, so it's like you actually have all the makings for a very good story to sell your book here, and instead you're spilling tea.
Well, it's just
making it out to be a trashy tabloid story rather than. Well, look, I was this nervous kid. He said, oh, you must be in that spacesuit. He was, he's so big. I don't know. He could have made it a little bit more anecdotal than that. The guy apologized to him. So,
Well, and I just know how I am with especially like younger teen. If you're like right around that 15, 16, 17 area, I'm going to bust your balls because that's what you need as a teenager. I'm not going to treat you with kitty gloves. If you're a girl, yeah, you get the kitty gloves. You're a teenage boy, I'm gonna bust your balls a little bit. And that's, I think, a little bit of that where it's just like, what are you doing? Is that your spacesuit? Like he's trying to have fun, trying to bust balls a little bit. Like, Will Shatner was mean to me. And then Michael Dorn should have punched him in the face. And then,
lost his job forever.
Well, yelled Kapla or something. So.
Kapla!
And slapped
him. Show it you.
Yeah, he's like threatening him with a bat lift. So
all he wanted was for Will Shatner to stand by him.
Stand by me when you're not strong because you're Will Wheaton.
Hey, that's lean on me, dude.
I do what I wanted. It's my show. It's our show. I sing.
It's yours.
I sing the words I want to sing. I remix things sometimes.
I'm on board, man. Don't fire me. Remember, I'm Paul Schaefer, Andy Richter. You're Conan and David Letterman.
All right. So
Don't fire me, Nick.
please don't fire me, Mr. Nick. All right, Adam. Let's talk about
Sorry.
let's talk about, let's see if I can find it real quick. Morbius. What'd you think?
I don't know. Are you gonna entrap me like you did the? No, I really liked it. I really liked this movie. Actually, I waited for it to start sucking. Because I really thought it was. I thought, yeah, anybody can put together a good trailer, and I've been deceived by trailers before. And anybody who knows me knows that I think that the Venom movies are okay, but I don't think that they're like good examples of comic book movies. I thought this was.
I thought it was fine. It was, and I'm not gonna bash it too hard. I'm not gonna bash anything. It's just, here's my thing. If we're gonna start opening up the Spider-Verse, like, was there even really a mention of Spider-Man very much in this movie?
Well, let's see here.
I mean, maybe besides a little bit in passing, like maybe
Oh,
like a
yeah.
news headline or something like that.
There was the last spoilers here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The
Spoiler.
last end credit scene with Vulture.
Correct. Michael
and then,
Keaton's Vulture.
and I don't think you ever saw the Spider-Man poster on the wall that was in the trailer. There was a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man poster in the trailer, but you never saw it. Sounds like he's in the Andrew Garfield world.
Yeah, and that's kind of the other thing I was trying to figure out. So they had, once again, spoilers. When they had Michael Keaton's,
He just
Vulture.
shows up. Yeah,
Yeah, he kind of pops up. He's like, oh, and they kind of did it awkward where he's like, oh, I guess I'm here now. It's like, okay, I didn't even know what happened, but okay. So
well, it was what happened. It was
yeah,
the result of Spider-Man.
it was the big multiverse thing. So I get it, but it was just awkward where he just kind of like, oh, I guess I'm here now. I'm like, okay. Yeah, it that's the thing. I was like, if we're gonna go into the Spider-Verse here, can we at least show like it'd been really cool, like they had that scene where they're on top of the building overlooking the city. Just have Spider-Man like just swing by or something, like, or just a little something like where he's actually active in this universe. That's kind of my thing where I'm like, if we all know this was a movie to set up the Sinister Six and also lead into more of the more Spider-Man stuff. Can we show more Spider-Man stuff, or at least a few other, introduce a few more people that were going to be in the Sinister Six? I don't want to do an Avengers style setup of the Sinister Six. We don't need 6 movies for the Sinister Six. Like, we can get this done in a couple movies, guys.
Well, okay, but the good stuff aside from it, where I said like, or that aside, I mean, I don't disagree, like, to the point where you could have left it in, or you could have put that in there, or if they leave it out, doesn't matter to me. I'm more interested in a Morbius 2 than I am about a Sinister Six movie. That's how I like this movie. He stayed good. Like Jared Leto's character of Morbius, Michael Morbius, stayed good through the whole movie. Like, he stayed a good guy, and he was smart enough to realize he was being turned, similar to like when Peter Parker eventually realizes the symbiote's taking over him and he's got to be separated from it. But like, I was just impressed with how, this man's changing into a vampire, he's turning into a monster, and then you've got this friend who completely freaking embraces it and, doesn't care whose head has to bite off or whatever. You really see that, like, Morbius wasn't just, he was trying to find a cure, but he was also trying to save like as many lives as he could before he left this world. And then his experiment went batshit crazy.
So
Crazy.
did they did they ever mention like what the disease was, or is it just kind of like similar to
like a rare blood disease?
Yeah, it says biochemist Morbius tries to cure himself of a rare blood disease. Never specify, but basically they need dialysis 3 times a day so they don't die.
Yeah,
And then
maybe it's McGregor's disease, McGregor's syndrome.
oh,
Oh, you don't know what McGregor's syndrome is?
it's I'm sure something nerdy that I'm missing.
It's this little disease that they had in this movie they made in 1997 called Batman and Robin, where Alfred was dying of McGregor's syndrome.
Literally
It's
just
not
make
real.
Yeah. Oh, this is Kitty Sparkles, by the way. Welcome, Kitty Sparkles.
Hello, Kitty Sparkles.
But it's funny because I see an article like unbounding in the comics, and yeah, I think it kind of sums it up pretty well. Morbius review: dank, dry, humorless yet decent. Where I think Jared Leto has the leading man good looks, but some odd reason falls short of kind of the leading man. Where there's something about guys who can carry a movie, and there's certain guys who can't. And I'm not always sure if Jared Leto's the guy to carry movies all the time. But like I said, that being said, I'm not going to bash the movie. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I just wish they would have played more in the sandbox that is Spider-Verse. So
Great.
So, and I'll say real quick while we're here, see what it did, because I know it fell a little bit short of expectations. So let's just see what it did real quick, because I like that type of stuff. It did 41 million domestic, and then worldwide 86. So not bad opening. I'm sure that'll be enough to keep the train rolling.
Likely so.
So what we saying? Yay, nay? I say yeah, go check it out for sure.
I give it a yay.
Yay.
I give it 2 yays.
Yeah, my buddy was like, "You guys didn't. I didn't see your guys' review of it yet." I'm like, yeah, go. Like at our theater, Tuesday is the $5 movie day. I'm like, yeah, it's a Tuesday. Yeah, go check it out on a Tuesday for cheap. So I'm not gonna say it's up there with Spider-Man No Way Home or anything, but as far as a follow up, like I said, I just would have liked a little more playing in the Spider-Verse instead of, and that was the thing. For what they're trying to do, I think that's part of my issue is what they're trying to do with Spider-Man, and now you've got 3 Spider-Men. They kind of kept the box too small. I would have liked them to see them open it up and really, like I said, the only other guy that you really saw was Vulture.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Well, no, I was fine with the box the way it was. I just I liked how it was Morbius's story, but I'd like to see more of that stuff in the next movie.
Yeah,
I would. Tell you the truth, I'd like to see Morbius and Spider-Man kind of go at it and then become friends.
Well, I was like it, and that leads to how are they really gonna introduce? What do we say? Is it Andrew Garfield's probably a universe that they're in right now?
Seems like it.
So
seems like it. I will say that we're not going to get. Well, I mean, no, we wouldn't get it anyway because it's a Sony property. I was going to say we won't be getting Blade in it because they left the Tom Holland Spider-Man world.
Well, and I think that's part of the thing too. I think people are confused, like, oh, now they're going to bring in Blade. I was like, pump the brakes.
Yeah,
Probably
no, they're not.
Probably not.
They don't own Blade.
Say unless Marvel really wants to, play ball, and they can let. I apologize, I forget the actor's name who's the new Blade, but yeah, probably, they're not going to let the Daywalker go after vampires in the Spider-Verse, which is kind of ridiculous. So
yeah.
But anyway, go check it out. It's a fun movie. It's buy your popcorn, relax, have a good time. So, all right, Adam. Now we're going to talk about Moonknight. So, what did you think of Moonknight?
I enjoyed Moonknight. Okay, so this is where I was like, I wanted a little more Moonknight in my sandbox than what we got. I think who is this story going to be about? That's what this first episode makes me think, because obviously, I mean, it looks like it's going to be about the bumbling personality. That's what it seems like.
Right.
And
And so how many personalities does he have? I know that
as far
he
as I
has
know,
three main personalities. So he has Stephen Grant, and then he's got was it Michael or Mark? Is the
I
other
think it was
one?
Mark. It was
Mark.
Mark.
And then I forget. I don't know if we've been introduced to the third personality yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. The other one of them's a millionaire. I know that much.
Right.
But it's only going to be 6 episodes. What I'd like to see is, since we just saw this episode here where it was through the lens of Stephen Grant, I'd like to see an entire episode through the lens of one of the other characters. But I'd also like to see some Moonknight, you know.
Well, that's it. I say you so they introduce Stephen Grant's character, and he's just, like I said, kind of a bumbling, just typical guy who's kind of got a middling job at the museum, and then he has these weird things that start kind of happening where he ends up in Germany or somewhere over by Switzerland, somewhere over there.
Yeah, he was over. To me, he was overseas. I'm not exactly sure where he was.
Yeah, he's somewhere over in Europe, I'll guess.
Right.
Somewhere over, if I had to guess with my mountain ranges, which I'm terrible at geography, I'm going to guess he was somewhere in the Alps. I'm just going to guess.
It's somewhere in the Alps.
Somewhere. But yeah, he ends up in, you get introduced to Ethan Hawke's character. Ethan Hawke's character is, what was his name?
Oh, Ethan Hawke's character in the
Yeah, because he plays almost like a cultish.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. How could that slip my mind? Oh, he had the long hair.
Hold on,
Yeah.
Plays Arthur Harrow. So, okay, so real quick, so Oscar Isaac, who plays our main guy here, so they have him as Moonknight, but also they have him credited as Mark Spector.
Mark Spector. There you go.
That's all they have him as. Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, and Moonknight. That's the only guys that they have him credited as on IMDb. So, not sure how deep they're going to go into the lore that is Moonknight, but you get introduced to Arthur Harrow, played by Ethan Hawke. It's kind of like a cult figure where he ends in the Alps, we'll call it.
Right.
Ends up kind of passing judgment over these people who are kind of like in a cultishly following him, and they called up to be judged by him. He's got the forearm tattoo of the
scales. Wasn't that
scales? Dope? I thought it was pretty cool. And then, but then they realize what the artifact that he has, a scarab artifact, and then he ends up being chased by followers of Ethan Hawke's character, and it's kind of confusing because he comes and goes as to what Stephen Grant knows, and basically every time he kind of phases out a little bit, people end up dead.
And Stephen Grant knows nothing.
Yeah,
he has no idea. He's been gone for days.
Well, that's the kind of thing. Stephen Grant knows about as much as what's going on as we do. And I don't know anything about Moonknight.
So here's what makes me cautious. Like, now we just brought it up, and they make Stephen Grant a little funny. Are we going to go for too much comedy here? Are we going to do this? You know what I mean?
Well,
are we gonna Ant-Man this shit? I hope not.
Well, I would say, are we going to typical Marvel it, where we're going to do this, all this too much comedy into a pretty serious character?
Yeah.
Like, Moonknight's not known for being a prankster. He's known for being out of his freaking gourd.
Right. Well, he didn't do any pranks that we know of in the first episode.
No, but as far as just like I said, it's Moonknight. I've always known Moonknight to be a very serious character, not a light character at all.
Right. No.
So hopefully, like I said, they don't go too light. But at the end of the day, it's still Disney, and they're still gonna Disney/Marvel, and they're gonna marvel it up a little bit. So,
well, if you want to change it, Nick, you're gonna have to wish upon a star.
oh, wow.
I did that.
Anyway.
I went there. I'm like Degrassi.
Oh no!
There.
Oh no!
I go there.
But anyway, it was enjoyable. The only drawback, I thought some of the CGI was atrocious. It was hard to watch. That's the Swiss Alps fight scene where they're driving through the mountains and they're fighting and all that. Man, some of that CGI was bad.
Yeah, I'd have to take a second look. I was just kind of in the zone. Actually, I had just wrapped up DMZ, so yeah,
which we'll talk about later.
Sure.
So, but yeah, so I'm definitely gonna give episode 2 a go. We'll see how it goes, but just like anything, it's in the same category as Star Wars. I'm like, yay, but it's very tempered. So.
Yeah, I think I expect I'll like it and like where they go with it. I haven't not liked any of the Marvel TV shows yet. So.
All right, up next, Adam. I'm a person of faith. We're both people of faith. Did you know that Jesus was a mutant?
Well, yeah. I mean, really? That's what he looks like?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just.
Oh man!
I don't know if that's what they're going with. But so with this article from CBR by Jason Batt, Immortal X-Men implies a major figure was actually a mutant. A mutant from Nazarene that raised people from the dead and inspired a church is none other than the historic figure of Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
In Immortal X-Men #1 by Kieran Gillen, Lucas Hornick, David Carell, and BC's Clayton Cowles. I'm sure I butchered all those names. I'm so sorry. Exodus makes a startling assertion and attempt to convince Hope Summers to join the Quiet Council. The Nazarene mutant inspired a church among the humans by raising a couple from the dead. Despite Marvel's fantastical worlds, it has largely avoided the topic of Jesus. However, the illusion is clear. The mutant from Nazarene that raised people from the dead and inspired a church is none other than the historic figure of Jesus Christ.
Okay, let's take this little line here. Despite Marvel's fantastical worlds, it has largely avoided the topic of Jesus. Now, who plays Jesus, or which superhero is Jesus in DC? I think they've largely avoided the subject. Let's see. What was the last sitcom with Jesus on it? Well, I guess you can go with South Park. But yeah, nobody does this. What are you out of? This is out of stories to tell. So you tell the most amazing story and the oldest story in the book. Literally the book.
Well, and okay, once again, all right. So as a person of faith, as a Christian, sorry if that turns anybody off. Not sorry, but as a Christian in media, the portrayal of Christians is laughable, to put it nicely. Usually, the portrayal of Christians are you're stupid, or you're homophobic, racist. Basically, very, very rarely are Christians or Jesus portrayed fairly. And I love, even in this line, it says, the Nazarene mutant inspired a church among the humans by raising a couple people from the dead. Acting like the only thing he did was raise a couple people from the dead. Like, just like, oh, we're just going to throw this. Oh, he just raised a couple people from dead. No big deal.
That's a writer that's out of story. As far as how Christians are portrayed in the media and all that kind of stuff, all I can do is talk about myself. And I guess when I've read the scriptures, I knew what I was in for. We're going to get persecuted anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But I'll tell you this.
Well, I'll just say this. I don't get offended by it. You're not going to offend me.
Right.
It just seems like we're a big, slow floating target, and everybody seems to take hot shots. So,
Yeah, but this is just, but serious. This is plain and simple. Look, when they wrote the death of Superman, right? This is literally what happened. They had this entire arc where Lois and Clark were going to get married, and they were going to do it. And then Warner Brothers or whatever put the kibosh down on them because of the show Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman. They were trying to keep them apart so they wouldn't lose ratings, right? Because it was like in its prime at the time. It hadn't quite gotten to season 4. And so then the writers in the room just goes, why don't we just kill him?
that's DC. DC's go-to is just kill them all. We'll bring him back eventually.
But that's the true story. And then it was like the comic book reinvigorated the comic book industry, all that kind of stuff. This is like, hey, listen, we got to come up with a character. We got to come up with a plot line here. And what about? Well, no, we already got Thor. We got Thor, the god of thunder, which is a Norse god,
right,
and is in the public domain.
Right.
Who has Jesus? Why should the Catholics have him all their fun? Why should they have all their fun? Well, let's get Jesus a cool leather uniform, and let's get him in there, man. It's like Patton Oswalt says, hey, listen, guys, I can raise the dead, so somebody dies, I got that taken care of. If
there's a party, I bring the wine.
Exactly. And they'd be like, just like Patton Oswalt said, well, you're hired. Hey, are you married to the beard? Okay. You can keep the beard. Yeah.
Once again, if there's a party, if you guys don't have enough chicken nuggets, I'll just multiply them. It's cool. Yeah. Chicken nuggets for everybody.
I could take a little bit of food and turn it into a lot of food.
Exactly. We can feed 5,000. It's cool. So Exodus' statement is quite easy to ignore. The Nazarene Mutant, that title is new within Marvel. However, a bit of religious knowledge points to Jesus Christ as Nazarene Mutant, at least within the fictional Marvel universe. The title Nazarene has been historically applied to Jesus. Blah, blah, blah. Can anything good come from Nazareth?
Well, that was in the Bible. Can anything good come from Nazareth?
Yeah, I say that. I say they're quoting John 1:46 there. So,
which must have been a really crappy town to live in.
Well, that's always part of the issue that people bring up when, why would they have Jesus come from some little backwater area? Why wouldn't they send him, have him come from Rome or whatever? So that's an argument that's brought up by certain people. So,
well, no, I get it, and it's because he's humble. Anyways, we're not here to talk about the Bible. We're here.
We're here
to talk about the Nazarene Mutant.
Yes, the Nazarene Mutant, who is now apparently canon in Marvel. So Jesus is in the Marvel universe. He's just, a mutant. Now, was he an Omega level, like it says here? So maybe if Jesus was a mutant, he was an Omega level mutant, rivaling Jean Grey and others. Oh God, God help me!
Is that really written? Or are you saying that? Oh,
no, this is part of the article right here. So with this many distinct powers in one person, if Jesus was a mutant, he was all right. So hold on, let's go back here. Could Exodus be right? Mutants have been around since the time of Christ and before Apocalypse, when Saul was born in 3000 BCE. Of course, at least 3 millennia before Jesus, Jesus was also known for raising the dead. In the Gospels, Jesus is recorded as raising 3 different people from the dead: the widow's son, the soldier's daughter, and his friend Lazarus. As Hope Summers has demonstrated, resurrection is something mutants can definitely do. Jesus performed many other miracles. If he was a mutant, these would be demonstrations of his power, and all of them have been repeated by other mutants in recent years. Jesus changed water into wine, of course, at the wedding of Cana, his first miracle, and a clear demonstration of molecular manipulation. Also, for a silly article about Jesus in a comic book, actually do a decent amount of putting actual Bible stuff in here, so good for them. Sorry, go ahead.
I almost went full blown Christian. Never mind. Go ahead.
Duplicating loaves and fishes from a small lunch to feed a mob is something Legion, as Warper of Reality, could do as well as Storm does. Jesus calmed a raging tempest while at sea. Jesus healed a blind man, a leper, a paralytic, and others, an ability that Exodus himself has demonstrated. With this many distinct powers in one person, if Jesus was a mutant, he was an Omega level mutant, rivaling Jean Grey and others. Hey, at least they're, like I said, at least they're going, at least if he was a mutant, he was a top tier mutant.
Look, if they're going to go through with this, then, you know, you need to do the right thing, Hasbro Marvel Legends.
Right. I want Todd McFarlane. I want a Jesus.
Well, Todd McFarlane can't do it, but Hasbro Marvel Legends can. Go to Hasbro Plus, Hasbro Pulse. And I'm serious. I want the Jesus figure because they have a Jesus action figure and it's not very good.
Yeah. Well, they also have a Jesus comic a version of the Bible that's a comic book form. So that's
they got the whole thing, the comic book Bible or whatever.
But so this is the panel here, and once again, I'm sure it's just meant to be a throwaway line, but hold on a second. I am a mutant of faith. I have that faith. I'm reading right here. I don't know. I'm guessing this is Exodus here. So the mutant have the faith in you and cannot prevent that. You're coming, rekindle the vicinity of mutants. The Holy Spirit came upon you. Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the Nazarene mutant inspired a church. Blah, 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 blah. So, and this is part of my issue, and that's one of the reasons I brought it up. So I'm sure it's meant just to kind of throw a little bit of shade at people of faith in general, just kind of trying to just throw it out there that Jesus was a mutant. Now, once again, because I get in, like I said, I'm used to people taking pot shots at Christianity. Now, if you Marvel, you really, really want to be edgy, do the same thing with Muslims. Do with the Prophet Muhammad. See what happens.
Well, I mean, yeah, you'd have some serious you'd have a conflict.
Well, here's the thing. It's like I don't know if you ever saw the clip of Norm Macdonald. There was a comedy show where guys were trying to try out to be comedians. It was one of those reality shows or whatever. And one of the guys gets up and says, "Oh, if you can quote the Bible, your favorite book, I can quote my favorite book, and I can quote Harry Potter, blah, 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 blah." And everybody laughed, and, they went to the judges, and Norm Macdonald was one of the judges. He's like, that's not edgy. Going after Christians isn't edgy. That's like base level comedy, guys. Like, come on. You're barely even trying. So anytime I see anybody going after Christians or whatever, I just go, you're, like you said, you're not even trying anymore. So. But there you have it. Jesus is a mutant.
That's right. And you only need a little bit of truth to be deceived. That's all I'll say.
Well, and that's the other thing it brings up, because
I wasn't supposed to do that. I wasn't going to do that, Kind of went full-blown Christian there. Well,
you have people who, it doesn't take a lot to put doubt into people's minds about things. Like we were talking earlier, you got people who really think stuff in the Da Vinci Code really holds water. It doesn't, guys. It really doesn't. And it all it takes is one person be like, "Well, maybe Jesus was this." I was like, no, we're not playing this game today, boys and girls. So anyway, I think that's about good with that one.
Yeah, let's
move on.
Let's get back to escaping.
Yes, let's escape back into the escape. So, one article that irritated the crap out of me, so I have to bring it up. Sucks. I was like, I want to bring up good stuff, but then again,
we just did 3 shit piles. We're about to do 3 shit piles in a row. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, Marvel Studios exec Victoria Alonso blessed Disney CEO Bob Chapek at GLAAD Media Awards. Marvel
Why?
Studios exec Victoria Alonso, infamous for claiming the X-Men name is outdated, recently blasted Disney CEO Bob Chapek while accepting the award for Outstanding Film for Eternals. That should show you what type of award is given out right there. If anybody's getting any type of an award besides a Razzie for the Eternals, something's wrong.
The X-Men title is outdated.
Yes. Well, no, because it's X-Men. Why shouldn't it be X-People or X, whatever?
I accept no other alternative than X-Folks.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, this is the X-Folks. Hey, you one of them X-Folks.
Deadline reports while accepting the award. Alonso stated, if you are a member of the LGBTQIA community and you work at the Walt Disney Company, the last 2 or 3 weeks have been a sad event. So it's getting down to the bill that was passed over in Florida. She basically went and had a 45-minute sit down with Bob Chapek. I asked him to look around, and truly, if what we sell is entertainment for family, we don't choose what family. Family is this entire room. Family is the family in Texas and Arizona and Florida, in my family, in my home. She revealed in the contents of this 45-minute conversation. So I'm going to guess she is part of the LGBTQIA community. Stop saying that you tolerate us. Nobody tolerates me. Let me tell you that you tolerate the heat in Florida, the humidity in Arizona or Florida, the dryness in Arizona and Texas, and you tolerate a tantrum and a 2-year-old, but you don't tolerate us. We deserve the right to live, love, and to have. More importantly, we deserve an origin story. Alonso professor. What does that even mean?
I don't know, but I feel insulted.
After pointed out a member
Back up
of
for a second.
Okay.
You tolerate all this where you at the heat in Florida, the humidity and dryness in Arizona, and you tolerate tantrum of a 2-year-old. Nothing said there about a Michigan winter.
Because she's never been. Or second winner. After pointing out a member of the audience named Max, Alonso then declared, I encourage you all to stop being silent. Silence is death. Silence is poison. But if you don't stand up, if you don't fight, if you don't give your money, if you don't vote, then all we can do is have a party and be gay. Fight, fight, fight. As long as I am at Marvel Studios, I will fight for representation for all of us, she proclaimed. Holy Jesus. This is... I mean, she's at the GLAAD Awards, so it's literally, and I understand, it's literally preaching like to the choir. It's literally, once again, going back to going to a church and saying God's great or Jesus is great. You're not exactly going to get a whole lot of pushback. But, quick question: I'm guessing Victoria Alonso is part of the LGBTQI community. If so held down, how did she get her job?
Fight, fight, fight!
Fight, fight, fight! I will not be silent about being gay. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I won't be silent about Michigan winners being tolerated.
Right. Well, and here's the thing, too. I always love the term tolerate. You must tolerate us. Here's the thing. You tolerate asking for tolerance is asking for I don't know. I just certain times it's like, what are we trying to do here?
I thought love and tolerance were supposed to be along the same lines.
Well, that's the thing. Tolerance is base level, and I thought we were to the point where we are at base level because I can go. And here's the thing that most people don't realize. Right? I don't know if they fail to realize or if they just don't want to realize. You know what? I accept you when I say, I don't care what you do anymore.
No,
I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care behind closed doors what you do.
As long as you're not hurting yourself or someone else.
As long as you're not hurting anybody or whatever you're doing with other consenting adults, I do not care. And that's what true tolerance and acceptance is, saying, you do you, I don't care. So when it comes to, and there's another video that surfaced of, everybody's saying, oh, Disney's got an agenda, and it's true. Disney does have a gay agenda that's being pushed by people in these. And I'm just like, what? I'm going to stop there because we're going to get into the political realm, but it's just one of those things where I'm just like, goodness gracious. Like, I don't understand. So.
Well, I mean, maybe this is a extreme analogy, but it's like the spouse that murders the other spouse. But they, you never heard of a divorce. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not making fun of murder, and I'm not making fun of people's pain. I'm saying that there's other ways, and you are being she is being an extremist. That's my point. She's being an extremist.
Well, when you're literally going, don't stay silent, fight, fight, fight. You're inciting something there. You are. You're when you're calling for action.
Yeah. You never take your country back with weakness. We're going to march to the Capitol, cheer on our good senators. I mean, yeah, you're inciting something.
Yes, but
that's the world we live in, sir. That's the world we live in.
But it's also like, who's holding you down? Who? It's not me, because you know what I say? I don't care. I don't care what you do. I don't care. I do care that you push stupid shit into my movies, into my escapism, that I'd really like you to stop. I'd really like, and I wish I could sit back and just simply enjoy a show like Moonknight and not have to hold my breath because I assume you guys are going to interject something at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, too. And it's funny because when they would, it never used to be like interjecting or anything like that. Like, I'll tell you, I'll use Harley Quinn and Pamela Isley, they're as an example. They were kind of a couple before any of this was like cool to do and pushing down your throat. It was like more of a natural progression with that kind of stuff. And that's gone. And that's what you're talking about with the, holding your breath, waiting for them to push an agenda, because because it's in everything now. It's just about it in everything. It's like marshmallows in every cereal.
Well, yeah, it's like I said, there's a video where she literally says, I have a gay agenda that I'm trying to push. And like, on who?
Yawn.
I don't understand. I was like, is there a straight agenda that was being pushed and I just missed it? Or is it just like that's because anytime you have an agenda, it's Spider-Man. I just don't understand the world that we live in where, like I said, I'm really sick and tired of everybody using shit as a platform. And I'm sick of it.
Speaking of platforms.
Stop using my shit as a platform. Sorry.
Speaking of platforms, let's talk about some happy shit. What's some happy shit out there?
Speaking of happy shit. All right, Adam. Mm-hmm. So remember when everybody wanted that Black Superman movie?
No.
Me neither, but it was coming. Geekosity, Scooper Mikey Sutton says J.J. Abrams and Ta-Nehisi Coates' Black Superman movie is cold turkey.
Good.
So remember when they released all those Superman movies that were really good and everybody loved every single one of them?
Well, that's not true.
No,
not everybody loved every single one of them.
I'm being facetious because if they can't get it right with Henry Cavill, then how in the hell do they think they're going to nail it with introducing a Black Superman?
Well, here's who I. This is kind of an older part of the story now, but Michael B. Jordan was it? Hey man, this is false advertising. We're supposed to be talking about happy stuff, not stuff that makes us happy. You tricked me, Nick.
I did trick you.
You did. You
I'm
did.
still saying I'm happy that we're not getting this movie.
Well, I am too, but there's a reason. There's a reason I'm happy we're not getting this movie, because Warner Brothers doesn't know how to handle this, and they don't know what to do with it. Michael B. Jordan was attached to this, and they wanted J.J. Abrams wanted him to be in this movie, and he wanted to do it, but he didn't want to be Clark Kent. He wanted to either be Val Zod, or they were looking into a Calvin Ennis story, who are Superman on different Earths. But they would be like, but Clark Kent. And he's like, no, you're not getting it. You already have this in your toy box. Let's not reinvent the wheel here. Let's bring someone new to the table. And they don't have the capacity to think that way at that company, at least not right now. And here's good news while we're talking about crappy news. What's his name? The big time CEO of Warner Brothers Media or whatever announced that he will be stepping down today. It's official. He will be gone after this merger is done. And he thought that this week was a good time to mention that. Let me get you his name real quick. But no, they don't have. Now, listen, I want to see a Black Superman movie, but not a Clark Kent Black Superman movie. Show me something I haven't seen. And besides, you can't trick me. I've read the shit. I know that Val Zod is cool. I know that Calvin Ennis is cool. So you can't trick me. I've already seen all that. So,
okay. While you're finding that, so I'll just go into the article. So, Geekosity editor-in-chief Mikey Sutton claims this is due in large part to writer Ta-Nehisi Coates falling behind. So he's supposed to have a draft ready by now. It said Coates hasn't delivered on his promises. Sutton adds that the studio is trying to inject too much social commentary to the detriment of the idea. They want the film to be Oscar worthy, but in their push for perceived prestige, it's becoming less and less like a Superman movie at this stage. So I'm very happy it's not being made, because it was just going to be full of social shit anyway.
Well, yeah,
people like
commentary.
I know this is shocker that they were going to jam pack it full of social commentary, but I'm incredibly happy that once again J.J. Abrams does not get to get his hands on Superman as of yet. So
Jason Kilar is the guy's name. Yeah, we could do without him. No, I don't want J.J. Abrams' hand on anything. I was excited about him doing Justice League Dark, but not so much anymore. There's a Batman podcast coming.
There is a Batman podcast coming.
What else you got over there, Nick?
So our buddy Elon Musk, I don't know if he's our buddy, I haven't met him, but he did something that I thought was an incredible boss move.
Yeah, he did.
Bought the majority share of Twitter. And just as you expect, all the crazy people on Twitter went nuts. And I hope they're leaving Twitter because of that. Because you know what? Twitter used to be a fun place. Twitter used to be fun. It used to be cool. It used to be the place where you could actually go share ideas. It's where I went to go get my news. It's where I remember my favorite social media moment I ever had is when the first Sharknado movie came out, and it seemed like everybody and their brother was watching Sharknado and tweeting about it at the same time. It seemed like everybody was doing something, and I thought it was so cool how this stupid little app somehow brought everybody together, and we were all joking about this crazy ass movie that we were all watching, and it seemed like you were watching it with your friends. And what they've turned it into over the past handful of years is it's intolerable to even go on to.
I've never been a Twitter guy. I've never tweeted. I had a Twitter to follow some people that I liked, but then I saw it was just a bunch of bitching on the ones that
Well,
I saw.
that's it. I would say because it used to be, like I said, it used to be a fun place to go. It really was, and now it's don't even bother, because you'll just get pissed off, especially if you have an inkling as to, uh, an opinion on politics or opinion that does not go with one particular group of people. You're not going to have fun. So
No.
all right, trying to find that article that you sent over. I thought I had it. But basically, so what's going on, Adam? There's a new podcast coming out, a new Batman podcast.
Yeah, it's exclusive to Spotify. Sounds like it's going to be like a theater of the mind audio drama. It's called Batman Unburied. There wasn't a lot of details about it, though, in the article that I remember. I think I sent it to you via chat. I'm not sure. I'm in the wrong chat.
Batman, what was the title again?
Unburied? Something like that. Batman Unburied. I sent it to you, I think, on Instagram.
Right, so I found it on the Hollywood Reporter. So
okay.
So let's share that. All right, Batman Unburied Spotify podcast set to release next month. Winston Duke stars as Bruce Wayne in the Spotify exclusive podcast from David S. Goyer. Why do I know that?
David S. Goyer wrote the Dark Knight Batman Begins.
So, created and executive produced by the Dark Knight's David S. Goyer, the podcast will arrive more than a year after Spotify. Warner Brothers and DC announced the series as the first project release as a multi-year first look license deal for podcasts based on DC Comics. Other upcoming series from the pack are expected to focus on Wonder Woman, Lois Lane, Catwoman, and Batgirl. Batman Unburied will release globally with 8 adaptations of the original English series created specifically for Brazil, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, and Mexico, with each country's version featuring local talent. In addition to Duke starring as Batman, the U.S. English version will feature Hassan
Minaj
as the Riddler, Jason Isaacs as Alfred, Gina Rodriguez as Barbara Gordon, Lance Reddick as Thomas Wayne. I like Lance Reddick. I don't know if I like Thomas Wayne. We'll see. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the name of Martha Wayne. Sorry about that. But it seems like they are going with a black cast for the usually predominantly white Batman cast. So we'll see how it goes. But it's voice acting, so I don't.
Sure. So we got the Batman Unburied, so that's some new content coming. What else do we got? I'm sorry, folks, if my camera's wiggling and my feet just started itching out of nowhere. Whew, it's bad. I don't know why either. Every time I stop, it's like, hey, remember me? I'm still here.
So, Moonknight needs to avoid Falcon and Winter Soldier's biggest problem. Yeah, it's going into politics, so that'd be great. So, Adam, I think that was pretty much all on my list, unless you had anything else you wanted to talk about.
We talked about the 2 things that made me happy.
Well, that's good.
Batman podcast and what's this jabroni's name? See, everybody's a jabroni to me. There he is. Hold on. Jason Kilar. Basically, everybody at Warner Brothers is going bye-bye.
But
May not be a good thing. Might get worse.
all right, Adam, let's get into some fun stuff. So you said you were reading some comics?
Yeah, I started Sunday morning. I started watching this YouTube channel called Casual Comics, and this young lady named Sasha. Her name's Sasha. She just does these sometimes 12-minute, sometimes 30-minute videos about these comic series and stuff like that, and it's really good. I like how she describes it, and it's nice, something cool to listen to in the background. And she got into talking about Punchline, which is the next female love interest or whatever for the Joker, or the Harley Quinn replacement, if you will. And this is definitely a different take because she doesn't particularly, from what I gather and what I can ascertain from what I read, I only read issue 1 today. Punchline isn't necessarily in love with the Joker. She's got this idea, like she thinks she knows that she thinks that she's put together that he's been trying to tell the big joke. And so she's put together all these, studied every case that involved the Joker and all this kind of stuff. So she wants to be with him to make people understand his joke, and not to understand him as if to say he's innocent, but to expose the world through the Joker. Anyways, I'm not doing it a lot of justice, but she's very wicked. She's very cold-hearted, and it's not a case of where Harleen Quinzel just was in love with him and she found, release in the oppression that she had in her life. It's totally different. It's almost like she's kind of scary. She's kind of scary. Like it's that kind of a.
Well, that was the thing. Like Harley Quinn, I never found Harley Quinn scary. I always thought she was just more goofy.
There was this one episode of Batman the Animated Series, which was really, really good, where like the Joker treated her like crap for some reason. And she's like, I'll show you. I'll get the Batman, this and that. And she captures Batman and puts him in this death trap. And the Joker shows up and he's getting ready to take claim for it. And so Batman starts shit talking. And like the Joker blows the whole thing and Batman gets away. And or not, Batman gets out of the trap and he's starting to serve justice. And the Joker's like, you ruined it, this and that. And he's yelling to go. Batman says, she almost did it. And he looks at it and goes, she was going to do it. I had no other options. If you hadn't come in doing what you do, she would have killed me. She would have had me right then and there. She was going to do what you never could. And that episode alone shows you how smart Harley Quinn actually is. She's a doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and she's not obsessed with Batman. She's obsessed with the Joker. I'm sorry, I'm still itching my feet here. But yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite. And the Joker just gets so bent out of shape. He goes, she actually did it. Had it not been for you, like you saved my life, Joker. So.
I unfortunately did not get a chance to make it to the comic book store, so I am not reading anything as of right now. Nothing new in it. So.
Oh, and I'm continuing to read The Tale of the Body Thief by Anne Rice. And not the best in the series, but it's okay.
All right, so.
I notice her characters say, don't you see, a lot. I'm trying to explain something.
Yeah, when you have to point out to the reader, be like, this.
Yes.
This. Oh.
Like, don't you
this
see?
Is important.
Yeah.
Don't you see me? No. I'm important. Oh. Okay. Thanks for pointing that out to me.
The decisions you're making are going to pay off one day. Don't you see? Says it a lot.
All right, so I haven't been reading much, but I've been shopping a lot.
Yeah.
Literally just pulled this out of the box. So
nice Goliath.
So now I can have my long fight with my Goliath once he gets out of the box anyway.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Hold on, I'll show you. So, sorry, Adam, I'm gonna make myself big.
I just need foot powder. Yeah.
I said I wasn't going to, but I lied.
Paul Schaefer.
So, and then, of course, how they get you is they have Bronx, who's the dog of like the gargoyles, comes with the wings that they look like a cape or a cloak. So if you want those wings for Goliath, you have to go get the Bronx. And that, as it turns out, is a very hot figure right now. I would say that's one of the hottest figures on the action figure market right now. So,
did you get it?
and I've only known I almost ordered him from a website, but I didn't see.
It's not on Big Bad Toys.
No, it's not. It was on another. It might be right now, but no, it was on Holothon or something. But yeah, and if I can find it in the wild, I will. I prefer that. So I'm holding back a little bit, and I'm really waiting to see if my local store gets it. I know we were talking a little bit earlier where it seems like my Target for some odd reason is better, gets a few more things than even your Target, which you're down closer to the major metropolitan area than mine. So for some odd reason, I get a few more extra things. So
it's a pain in the ass.
So, but
my 20th for the folks at home, I already told this to Nick. My 20th anniversary Marvel Legends Captain America has shipped. I've been wanting the sucker since August when they talked about him. First started showing images of him, and my only gripe with the action figure is the shield. It has holes for all like the actual the effect spots to go into. But I've got like two other Captain America. I got two other Captain America shields, so it doesn't matter.
So, yeah, and I did a thing. I've been on my Ninja Turtle kick, as you can see.
Yeah.
There. I picked up the Holothon 4-pack of the Ninja Turtles, so that is on its way. I found a very good deal. If you guys are on the Facebook Marketplace, there is currently a 20% off coupon. So I told the guys at the McFarlane page, guys, like, where's it at? I'm like, I don't know. It just popped up, and I said, thank you very much, and clicked the coupon. So,
and I finally pulled the trigger on Swamp Thing.
Nice.
He's not out of the box yet. I don't know what to do with him.
He's a big, bulky bastard. That's I'm working on my diorama. So I have a plan, but basically I have 2 peg holes here for where I'm going to screw him to the bottom. My plan is I'm actually going to run RGB all around here and then try and put something transparent over it.
Nice.
Whether that actually happens, we'll see. I've been having trouble. You end up with shit like this when you heat and stuff that's not supposed to be heated. So, and then it breaks. So
now you just need an Iceman.
That's it. That's what I need. I need more figures to make dioramas for. So I'm already I'm gonna have to make a whole city for my freaking gargoyles and my Ninja Turtles. Oh, and by the way, since I got Ninja Turtles, now they need freaking guys to fight. So I have to go get some Foot Clan guys. I have to go get a Bebop and Rocksteady.
So you know those NECA street scene buildings I have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw the price of it. I'm like, oh no.
It's only $100.
Okay, because the one I saw was like $250, and I'm like, I'm not paying $250 for a thing.
That's where I was going with that. That's the exclusive. It was made for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
The one that you're looking at, and that was like the first of its kind. They still sell it for like 200, but you get a plain Jane one like I have for $100.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll see.
I have 2. You should get like 4.
That's what happens when they double your credit limit. I was like, maybe
Oh boy,
that's an option. With Comic-Con coming up, and Comic-Con's already going to be very expensive, so I got to save money.
yeah. Sorry, itching my feet here, folks. It hurts. It's killing me. Ah. Sorry. I'm not just like slouching like I'm the kingpin or something. It's like my foot. Why?
So anyway, all right, Adam, you want to wrap it up with your feet so you can go tend to your feet there?
This is miserable. It's miserable. I don't know. Not really. Let's keep talking. It's our
What do you want
show.
to talk about?
I don't know. Let's see what's on the McFarlane toy store. Who says this has to act?
We're gonna see. Keep freaking out about your feet.
Well, I mean, we're talking about toys here, man. Speaking of feet, I watched a review on the Clayface. I think I told you that. He stands up, no problem. No
Yeah, he's
problem.
huge. He's gigantic.
Well, yeah, but I mean, my Violator's gigantic too, and he don't stand for shit. Didn't you say you had a problem with Swamp Thing standing too?
Yeah, I made a reel about it.
Yeah. You did. You drilled holes in his feet, didn't you?
I drilled holes in his feet. I drilled holes in my build a figure horse for my gunslinger here. Can't see that.
Oh well, maybe I got a little overexcited here. Trying to just get past all the featured items. I'm usually used to like going in on my phone.
I'll show you. So these are the turtles that I ordered, the Ninja Turtles NECA.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, and we were kind of talking earlier. So you can go one of two ways when it comes to Ninja Turtle stuff. I'm gonna try and stick with the cartoons and not the movies because, love that. That's great. It's incredibly expensive because man, the Ninja Turtle is such a popular line right now.
Yeah, I mean, you picked, and you also, the funny part about it is you picked the line with the most figures.
I know. I was like, son of a bitch, but
yeah,
whatever. But dude, I saw Rat King, and I was like, you know how long it's been since I've thought of Rat King and Vernon, that 2-pack that they have? I was like, literally like 30 years. Probably 30 years since I thought of Rat King and Vernon, the cameraman.
So this means once you start boning up the rest of your Ninja Turtles, you got to bring.
No, I said this. I was like, I'm gonna have a problem if I go down this NECA line, and sure shit, I'm going down the freaking NECA line. So.
You got to bring your turtles. I'll bring my He-Mans. Hey. Which Castle Grayskull you want? Yo, I got 3.
Alrighty.
Let's see here. This Man Bat is badass. I can't wait to have that.
All right. So here's, I showed you the cartoon ones, and then these are the movie ones. So, and I think you've got the movie ones, right?
Yes, these are the ones that I have.
Yeah. So those are freaking awesome. The details, that's the thing, man. Like, that's why I didn't want to go down the NECA rabbit hole because they're expensive, but holy crap, they're freaking good figures. Look at the detail. They got even the little spots on here. The
Yeah.
muscle details, freaking, the leather details, freaking spot on.
I would like, and they're too expensive. I won't get them, but I would like to get the Ninja Turtles without the shells on their backs, the rock and roll ones. Have you seen those? NECA made those too.
Well, that's the thing. They know there's so many different freaking versions of turtles that they can just keep cranking them out. And idiots like me are like, okay.
See, that's the thing, though, too. It's like I'm really invested in this DC multiverse, and what's the other one that we collect? I collect Masters of the Universe. So it's like I got my turtles, and I'm trying to leave it right there, but there's a Splinter and a Shredder right down the street right now, and there's a Casey and an April.
Oh yeah, and then here's the Bebop and Rocksteady. I mean, those are just cool. I mean, these are the super and
the robot ones,
versions, but
Ultimates.
They're just freaking cool.
Well, that's Super 7 Ultimates, not this. Well, at least you're not thinking about Thundercats.
Oh yeah, I can't even do that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because that's the thing. So right now, like obviously I collect McFarlane as well, but the only thing they've really got, there's only two things that like I would have to have right now. I want a She-Spawn, and then once the Grifter figures come out. That's kind of all I've really got going on right now. So I kind of am like, oh, go down this Ninja Turtle rabbit hole that's gonna suck all my money dry.
Right. When that Grifter comes out, it's definitely going into the Gotham diorama.
Oh, dude. Well, I showed you. I was like, I got a freaking motorcycle for him and everything.
Yeah, I want that Drifter motorcycle.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you? I saw one of those. I was gonna see if you wanted it.
Not right now, man, because all of this stuff that's supposed to ship in April, I gotta wait. I've got the next wave of Masters, which is $100 that's gonna get charged to my, my account. Couple things. Let's go to Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store. Let's see. I can tell you what I got coming. Well, what's on pre-order, what should be here soon. Like I said, the Captain America is shipped. Big Bad Toy Store. Yeah. Yeah. All right. My orders. So yeah, it looks like we got I think Aquaman's coming. It says second quarter, but people have it already, so then this stupid Tim Drake. That's supposed to be
Tim Drake.
Yeah, really. They got the other two are out right now. All three of the other ones are out with that one. That's April. That's this month. And then Martian Manhunter's this month. That's coming. And then we got the Viking He-Man, Classic Tila, Merman, and Viking Skeletor. Have you seen these Viking figures?
No.
Look at these Viking He-Man and Skeletor figures and their alternate heads. They're sweet. Like, I was going to take a hard pass on them because, I didn't need another He-Man or I need another Skeletor. But never mind.
Oh, jeez.
But look at the other, I know the Viking He-Man loses a little something with the helmet, but check him out with the...
Yeah, I can't say it's my favorite figure there, but I'll make
Check.
sure I got the right one there.
Yep, that's him. There you go. Look at the power sword too. It's a little more authentic. See? That's better, isn't it? Look, he's even got a slot for the power sword.
I got some different heads.
He's got two different heads, one with a hat and one without. Check out Viking Skeletor.
Don't see that one right now.
Where are you? eBay?
Yeah.
There it is.
That's it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh. Well,
It's not showing up on my screen. I can only see what you clicked on. I can't see it blown up.
oh, okay. All right.
There you go.
Got the different head. I like that head better than the head they got
That-
on.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's the thing. So, all right, all right. I think we gotta wrap this up here. Unfortunately, got
Okay.
stuff to do. So, but all right, my friend. Anything else we got coming up?
Next week we will be interviewing. Tell us who we'll be interviewing.
We will be interviewing the creative team from the Knights of the Chihuahua comic book. Pull up their website real quick. So, so we're going to be interviewing the creative team of these guys. So they are an independent comic book creators. So, like I said, they just dropped their second issue. Go check them out. Don't be scared by the prices because, like I said, it's an independent comic. So help out an independent creator. It's a fun book. So, but we are going to be interviewing the creative team next week. So be talking about just I'm fascinated by just the whole process that goes into creating comics, and especially in the indie market when you don't have DC or Marvel behind you, what it takes to actually get a comic produced. And just like everybody, they're trying to they're living their dream. They're trying to get this thing get this ball rolling. So uh, they reached out to us a little while ago to review their comics. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the comic, but also just get to know those guys. So I'm excited. So we're going to be doing that next week at 7:30. And like I said, I'm really excited. It should be a lot of fun. So,
Amen. I'm excited about it too. Well,
but,
good. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
yep. So, if you like what we're doing here, guys, leave us a like, or subscribe and like, and maybe if you really like what we're doing, share our content. So we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram. On Facebook, we are at The Escape. podcast. And on Instagram, we are _escape_podcast. So go check us out. We try and do more stuff in between just the podcast, but we are just two working stiffs, just trying to have fun. So we don't produce as much as we'd like to, but we do our best. So, but if you like what we're doing, yeah, just help us out just a little bit. So, thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.
Love you guys.